Why democracy matters now more than ever. Democracy is more than just a system of governance, it is the soul of a free people. It is the beating heart of a nation where every voice matters, every vote counts, and every citizen holds power. It is the promise that no one is above the law, and that leaders serve us, not the other way around. At its core, democracy stands on four unshakable pillars. Equality, no matter your race, religion, class, or creed, your voice is equal. In a true democracy, the cleaner's ballot carries the same weight as the CEO's. Freedom, the right to speak, to question, to protest, to worship, and to live without fear, these are not privileges, they are birthrights. Accountability, leaders are not crowned, they are chosen. And when they falter, the people must have the power and courage to demand better. Rule of law, justice is not selective. It must serve everyone equally, protecting the weak from oppression and restraining the powerful from abuse. Throughout history, nations that embrace democracy have built stronger, fairer, and more compassionate societies. Where freedom breathes, progress follows, whether in education, healthcare, opportunity, or peace. And above all, democracy gives us the most precious of gifts, the ability to change our leaders without bloodshed, through ballots, not bullets. Why the UNC government must be held to the highest standard. In 2025, the people of Trinidad and Tobago gave their trust and their power to the United National Congress, UNC, led by Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar. That trust must not be taken for granted. In a democracy, power is a sacred responsibility, not a reward. Governments are not above the people, they exist to serve them. And that is why the UNC must be held to the highest standards of honesty, transparency, and justice. Anything less is a betrayal of the people's faith. To prevent abuse of power, we must speak out. Silence enables corruption. To demand accountability, we must ask the hard questions, even when it is uncomfortable. To ensure good governance, we must expect more, better schools, safer streets, stronger healthcare. To protect our freedoms, we must remain ever vigilant, because rights lost are rarely regained. Loyalty to country must come before loyalty to party. Democracy dies when leaders are worshipped and not questioned. The vital role of the opposition. The opposition is not the enemy of the state, it is the lifeline of democracy. Today, that role falls to the People's National Movement, PNM. Their duty is to watch, to challenge, to speak for those unheard, not for power's sake, but for the people's sake. They are our check and balance, ensuring no government goes unchecked. They are our alternative voice, offering different ideas and better solutions. They are the voice of the marginalized, ensuring every citizen, not just the elite, has representation. They are the guarantee of peace, proving that change can happen without violence, without chaos, only through the will of the people. Without opposition, democracy becomes dictatorship wearing lipstick. The danger of party worship and blind activism. There is nothing noble about blind loyalty. When citizens become cheerleaders instead of watchdogs, when they defend every misstep, excuse every failure, and attack every critic, they are not helping their party, they are harming their country. Blind loyalty erodes accountability and gives corrupt leaders a free pass. It silences dissent, the very thing that keeps democracy alive. It weakens our institutions, replacing duty with devotion and policy with propaganda. Those who claim to be activists for the UNC, or any party, must understand this: your loyalty should never lie with a politician, but with the people. With the Constitution. With truth. Conclusion: put country before party, principles before politics. Democracy is fragile. It demands care. It demands courage. And it demands citizens who are not afraid to speak truth to power, even when it's their own party in power. In this critical moment in Trinidad and Tobago's history, we must choose loyalty or liberty, silence or strength, fear or freedom. Holding the UNC to a high standard is not an attack, it is our democratic duty. Supporting a strong opposition is not betrayal, it is how we keep democracy alive. And above all, let us remember, democracy is not a spectator sport. It is not something we watch from the sidelines. It is something we fight for, speak up for, and defend together. Let us rise, not for a party, but for our people. Not for power, but for principle. Not for today's victory, but for tomorrow's justice. If you decide to leave because we hold leaders accountable, you're not about democracy. Let's be clear. If you walk away from this channel simply because we demand transparency, accountability, and justice from those in power, you were never about democracy in the first place. You were about blind loyalty. You were about protecting a party, not protecting the people. You were about silencing criticism, not strengthening the system. Democracy is not about defending your side no matter what. It's about standing for what's right, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about asking the hard questions, even when they target your favorite leader. It's about truth, justice, and the people's power, not political worship. So if our call for good governance offends you, if our demand for ethical leadership makes you uncomfortable, if you think holding your party accountable is betrayal, then go ahead, leave. In doing so, you expose exactly who you are. Not a patriot. Not an activist. Not a defender of democracy. Just another follower blinded by party colors. Real democracy doesn't fear scrutiny, it demands it. And if that's too much for you, you were never meant to be here.